Be honest with me for a second. Have you ever stared at your computer screen, feeling absolutely nothing, and thought to yourself, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing with my life? Not because you're lazy, not because you hate your job, but because something inside you feels off, disconnected, misaligned. You stare at the screen, your body is there, but your mind checked out 6 months ago. If you're over 30 and feeling lost in your career, you're not broken, you're waking up. Nobody tells you that hitting 30 changes how you see everything. Suddenly, the career you chose in your early 20s, when you barely knew who you were, starts to feel too small or too boring or too far from who you've become. You start questioning everything. Did I choose the wrong path? Am I too old to start over? Is this it for the rest of my life? Meanwhile, people around you seem to be climbing the ladder, finding purpose, moving forward, and you're stuck wondering why your ambition doesn't feel like ambition anymore. It's not that you're failing, it's that you're outgrowing a life you built before you truly knew yourself. Let me tell you about someone, let's call him Dylan. Dylan is 32. He got the degree he thought he needed, worked the job everyone said was stable, got promoted, improved his skills, checked all the boxes he believed adulthood required. But lately, something shifted. Every morning before work, Dylan sits in his car for a few minutes just trying to feel something: motivation, excitement, even fear. Anything would be better than this numbness. At work, he feels like he's moving through fog. Tasks that once felt meaningful now feel mechanical. Meetings drain him. Emails feel pointless. Whole days go by without a single moment that makes him feel alive. He doesn't tell anyone this, of course. From the outside, he's doing well. But inside, he feels stuck between who he was and who he's trying to become, like standing between two closing elevator doors, unsure which one leads forward. One night, Dylan came home late, collapsed onto his bed, and felt this wave of regret rush over him. Not regret for the job itself, but regret for the dreams he abandoned because they didn't seem realistic. Regret for the years he spent trying to be who everyone else wanted him to be. Regret for the version of himself he never gave a chance. He whispered, I feel like I wasted my 20s. And that thought shattered him. He wasn't depressed, he wasn't broken, he was grieving, not the loud kind of grief, the quiet kind, like packing up a dream and never talking about it again. That kind of grief is invisible, but it's heavy. The shift didn't come from quitting his job or having some big epiphany. It came from one conversation with an older coworker. Dylan admitted quietly, I feel lost. And the man smiled and said, that's good. It means you're paying attention. Dylan didn't understand, but the man continued, you're not confused because you're failing. You're confused because you're finally listening to the part of you that wants something real. For the first time, Dylan realized he wasn't broken. He was waking up to the truth that his life needed to evolve. Career confusion after 30 isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign of growth. Dylan didn't burn his life down to rebuild it. He didn't quit his job overnight. His comeback was slow, intentional, and honest. He didn't map out a new 5 year plan. He just tried new things and paid attention to what made him feel alive again. He started journaling each morning, asking himself what he actually wanted, not what was safe, not what looked good on paper, not what would impress people. He took short walks after work so he could think without noise. He started experimenting with new skills, not to switch careers instantly, but to rediscover curiosity. He learned to say no to tasks that drained him and yes to opportunities that scared him in a good way. He built boundaries. He reclaimed time. He eased back into the driver's seat of his own life, and slowly the fog lifted. Not because his job changed, but because he changed. He started remembering what it felt like to be someone with a future, not just someone fulfilling a role. Here's what Dylan learned, and what you might need to hear too. Feeling lost after 30 doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're evolving. You're not confused. You're waking up to who you actually are. You're not failing. You're outgrowing a life you chose before you fully understood yourself. Your career isn't supposed to stay the same forever. You're supposed to outgrow paths. You're supposed to shift direction. You're supposed to question everything. That's what men do when they're becoming honest with themselves. If this message hit close to home, you're not alone. Feel free to subscribe. Only if it helped you see your path a little clearer. Leave a comment with what you're outgrowing or what you're leaning into next. You're not broken. You're becoming, one small shift at a time.